Hey guys, what's up? It's Christine Seal, the High Level Queen, and this is a masterclass that I recorded with Shaun, the co-founder of Go High Level, teaching you how to generate quick wins for clients in any niche without ad spend. Enjoy!
Hey everybody, it's great to be with you today. I am not as good as Chase is at these, so I apologize ahead of time. But what we wanted to talk about today is this really cool idea where basically, you're working with clients, you're getting up and going on whatever, but oftentimes it's ads, and you run into scenarios where it's like, how could I deliver some very quick wins to my clients while the ads are getting going or while the project is rolling out, while stuff is being worked on, right? So, it's like, yeah, does your agency run paid ads or SEO campaigns? Does it take a long time to get started? Absolutely. Industry norm, right? Paid ads can take 1 to 6 weeks to get off the ground. SEO, 2 to 6 weeks to get off the ground. And then guess what? The clients are like, hey, what the heck? Why is it taking so gosh darn long? Like, let's get going. So what could we do to actually bridge that gap between the time that it takes the SEO and the ad campaigns to start kicking in? Well, we've got a couple of really easy, quick things you can do for clients. So here's a quick list. I'll run through these in detail, and then we can jump into some questions at the end. So we've got the Webchat Widget, Google Business Chat, missed call text back, consolidating communication channels, automating the reputation management, text to pay, email builder, FAQ automation, and link trees. So first up, Webchat Widget, one of my favorites. Super easy. You throw this on the client website, and all of a sudden you're allowing them to capture leads that they weren't capturing 2 seconds ago. You're turning them into SMS conversations. And now you can show them, hey, look, we're creating a lot of value for you. And they're going to love it because these are basically free leads that they're going to be getting off their website. This is actually the basis of some other SaaS companies' entire businesses. So pay attention. And this thing costs no money at all to put on your client's website. It takes 2 seconds. Bonus, if you give them the mobile app, which we have the mobile app under the LeadConnector brand, so you don't even have to, have your own white label version. They can actually come in here and record a video. This is like, if you've ever used Bonjoro or BombBomb, this is like the ability to actually record yourself and say, hey, this is Shaun, just want to reach out and tell you something cool. And it actually records the video, creates an animated image of it, and actually saves the video, uploads the video, and then you can set it out to your clients. So that's kind of a cool thing to get them using the app, get them actually investing in and creating some value for your client for themselves. Google My Business Chat, if you haven't seen this, in my opinion, Google continues to drive at this whole idea of, you come to Google today, you sort of search, and maybe you do some research and you leave. Google is really driving hard at trying to keep you in place. And so one of the biggest ways they've started to do this is Google Business Chat. And this is the idea that you can chat with a business through Google directly without having to leave Google. And we're also going to be adding the ability to book through Google here at the end of this quarter. So there is a huge incentive, in my opinion, to move in this direction. And again, this is as easy as going to High Level and integrating the Google My Business account. We actually automatically flip this on for you. Missed call text back, easily my favorite actually out of all of these, because it's super simple. Your customers miss calls all the time. And when they miss a call, if you automatically text the person whose call they missed back and say something intelligent like, hey, sorry, we missed your call. Would you like to book an appointment? Or do you need this? Or do you need that? You give the opportunity for that customer or potential customer not to then walk down the list in Google and call that next person. And you'll start to create engagement and give your client sort of that second bite at the apple. So I love missed call text back. And again, super easy to do, integrates right with Google My Business. Very easy to start creating value. And again, I always say, how many new customers would you have to generate in a month to make this worth paying you hundreds of dollars? And generally the answer is like 1 for most businesses. So it's a super, super easy thing to implement. Just this idea of consolidating communication channels. So, phone calls, text messages, Google My Business Chats, emails, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, WhatsApp, all having that in one spot for your clients to be able to do inbound and outbound communication and have it all in one spot for them and for their staff. That is hugely valuable. Automating reputation management. This is really simple. My only business customer that I still have is a company by the name of Alpine HVAC in Eugene, here where I live. And I took them from 12 to 400 plus reviews in a couple of years. And I got to tell you, it did wonders for their business. and you can automate this for your clients. So it's just a simple idea of generating more reviews automatically. And there's all kinds of different ways to set this up in the system. And then, of course, you also have the ability to get, whenever a new review comes in from Google or Facebook, they can actually get it in the app. They can reply to it. They can dispute it. It just, again, really consolidates it, but more importantly, allows them to generate more reviews. Help them collect money. So text to pay and also invoicing, which just went live in beta yesterday, is all about this idea that we're moving the platform to a one-stop shop for most small businesses. And this is a really, text to pay is a simple, easy way to get started with this. It's just the idea that, hey, if you want to allow your customer to collect funds from their customer, they can literally come in right off the conversation page, click, text to pay, put in the information as far as what the items that they want to charge for, how much, creates a link out of it. They can use the link anywhere. Could be a text message, could be an email. The person's able to open it up, make a payment very easily from that link, and bam, now you're showing them an easy way to collect money. And we see this every day. It's kind of fun. People collect a lot of money through this channel, so it's pretty cool. Great helping them send great emails. So how many of your customers have the need to send emails out? Maybe they're using MailChimp, maybe they're using another competitor's product. What if you could replace that for them? The drag and drop email builder is, in my opinion, first class. It has RSS support. It is everything that I think a robust email builder should be. And it's just another easy way for you to get them integrated and involved in the app and have them start being able to create a lot of value. So that next email blast that goes out, they can do it through your platform, not their existing platform. Answering FAQs. So we do this on our side. So you can create really easy chat bots or text bots where you can actually have the bot help do a lot of FAQ work. And this can be combined with things like the missed call text back functionality. So it's kind of a cool way. So we do this now after hours. We say, hey, you've reached high level after hours. This is the Eliza bot. What are the following 4 things do you need? And we do a really good job getting people a lot of basic information and converting a lot of them into trials without human touch. And it's a great way, again, if your clients are sort of out of the office or not available at the time. LinkTree Templates, there's an awesome video on the High Level YouTube channel. Check it out, basically on how to build these. But LinkTrees are a cool thing. If you haven't seen them, you definitely want to look at this. It's kind of a simple idea, but a powerful one. I almost think of it like a business card online where you can have all of the pertinent links about your client all in one spot, and they can send that to people sort of anytime they need to. And again, it's a high perceived value kind of thing. You can save it in a snapshot, so you can create a design that's really attractive and easily push it into every client's account and have them start sending that out and using it to, when they're going out in person or even meeting digitally with people. It's a really good tool. And then finally, thanks. I appreciate it. That is how I roll. I fire through presentations faster than anybody because I'm not very good at them. So I got through this one very quickly, but those, I'll roll this back real quick so we can see the list. But those are literally really, really easy things that I think if you did 1 or 2 of these items, you could crush it with your clients when you first bring them on and create a lot of value. And almost all of them, if not all of them, are free to put in place. And so with that, I'll open the floor to any questions or comments. Christine, however you want to roll.
Yeah, cool. So guys, if you have questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat. I have a question about the LinkTree.
Yes.
That must have come out like when I was traveling, because I totally missed that one completely.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know what a LinkTree was actually, but can you still see my screen if I open a new tab?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So here, let me make this smaller. So if I go to link, there's this company right here. They've raised like $40 million or something, and it's just nuts. And that's all they do is create these link trees. So if you go to YouTube and you search high level link tree, there's a really cool, here you go. I'll put it in the chat too on how to do it. But I was just amazed at how much people will pay for this stuff. And so you can do it all for free in High Level.
Yeah, they do pay. It's crazy. And I think they keep raising the price on that. It's
but it's cool, right? Because now now you can do it for your clients. And again, a lot of it's down to the design, making it look nice, that kind of thing. And so if you have a template for it that you've created before, you can just put it in a snapshot. So when a new client comes on, you pop it into their account, you can even give it away for free. It's not that hard to do. In fact, even with the snapshots and the custom values, you can honestly automate most of it for the basic link tree, as far as like websites, email contacts, phone number contacts, all that stuff. So when a new client comes on, it's kind of there. So again, just a really good value add.
Yeah. Okay. Dennis says, hey, Dennis,
Huh.
I'm new to High Level. I'm overwhelmed. Are there more options besides Stripe for payments?
It's funny that you're overwhelmed and you have the question, right? But yeah, don't worry. You're in the right spot. So Christine Seal, if you don't know her, you should. She's phenomenal, and any and all high level information, she's the master of. So don't feel bad. High Level is a big app. So being overwhelmed is kind of a natural feeling. One piece of advice, though, I would give you is don't try to learn everything overnight. That's like trying to eat a whale, right? It's like a bad idea. I recommend kind of taking it into small bites and delivering value and finding things that you want to create and focusing on learning those items. And don't worry about the fact that there are 50 other things you don't know. You'll get there in the end, but don't try to do everything all at once, because you spend a lot of time learning and not a lot of time creating and implementing value. So even if you look at this list right here, again, I would challenge almost any person on this call. If you work with a local business, put missed call text back in place. And I think you'll blow it out of the water with your client. They'll be incredibly impressed with you. So, I mean, it's simple things like that can create a lot of value. Now, as far as your question on payments, we currently offer PayPal today, and then later this year, we will roll out an Authorize.net or trying to remember the other one, but an integration with one of the larger platforms, just so that you can bring any payment provider essentially that you want that's of any reasonable size. So just look for that in the coming quarters. But yeah, that will be available. All right, what do we got next?
Lee. Hey, Lee, what's up? Lee just came to my mastermind. Lee says, for reviews, we all know Yelp is a pain, but they have an API. Any update on getting Yelp reviews to be managed in High Level?
So if you look at the Yelp API, last I checked, they'll only let you get the most recent X reviews. And I don't remember the ability to actually reply to them. You can send people to Yelp through High Level today. But something I am sort of watching is sort of this trend line. And I'm curious as to see how much longer these people are going to stay relevant. Apparently, Apple used to use them for their data, and they've recently, I think they've switched. I don't use an iPhone, but I think they've dumped them. So you can still send people to Yelp, but I mean, I'm kind of sort of two-sided on it. But I don't think, if I look at the Yelp API, actually I won't do that here because that'll take a while, but I'm not sure you can reply to the reviews. That's the problem. Yelp's been very cagey about review access. So until they allow that, I don't think we'll be able to do it, or we won't do it. But I think it's mostly because we can't do it. But my hope is in the meantime, they disappear. And then that's one less thing for all of us to worry about, but we'll see.
Okay, cool. Monique says, on rep management, we have our own URL that we want to send clients instead of sending them to a GMB link. How can we, sorry, it just scrolled. How can we send them to,
how can we send them to our link? Yeah, that's super simple, actually. So if you go to settings and you go to reputation management, so this link right here, you can set any link in here you want. So I could send them to, yahoo.com if I want to. So just change that link and ta-da, problem solved.
Cool. I'm new to High Level, but is it possible to have the chat widget on certain pages of a website rather than the website as a whole?
I mean, technically you could do that with custom code, and I guess maybe we'll do that eventually. And I'm sure there's a good use case for that. But so I guess I would say yes with custom code, but no, not in general. I guess our original use case for that was like, it's like the plumber's website or the lawyer's website or whatever. And it's sort of like, why would you want it on some pages and not? But I think that is actually on the roadmap to add. So don't sweat it if that's what you need.
Cool. Monique says, is text to pay and invoicing the same, looking to help contractors switch from home service pros?
That is absolutely the goal. So if you haven't seen, my crazy video on invoicing, it is let's see if I can bring it up
Oh,
now, but
yesterday, right?
yes, it did. So this is absolutely our goal. And let me find my super secret link to the account with data in it. I'm gonna find it right here. Here we go. So yeah, so our goal right now, so this is a beta release for a reason. It's mostly because we're looking for feedback, but if you look at this and the way it's structured, it's absolutely designed to go after people like the home services industry. Estimating is still to come, QuickBooks integration is still to come, Xero integration is still to come, all that stuff. So that's all there. So don't worry, but definitely give it a test drive. And then notice there's a send feedback button right there. So definitely use it to send feedback to the engineering team and the product management team in case we missed anything, but it's already ready to go. You can collect payment on it. It's pretty full featured. I was really impressed with this rollout. So definitely take a look at it. Yes, you can reply to Yelp reviews. All right, well, then that's more than I knew. So if I go in here and I look at the Yelp Fusion thingamabobber, I'll do this after the fact, I guess, although clearly I'm not now. Reviews. So there's a get on the reviews where you can get the last, notice it says like, you can get reviews. The question is, can I reply to them here? And normally that would be a post request. So I don't see one in here. So if anybody has a link to the Yelp API where I can actually programmatically post a review reply, then absolutely send it my way.
Cool. My client is looking to add a customer support chat widget to their website so they have automated chat flows. How would something like this relate to high level?
I mean, it's totally a conflict, but I would highly recommend don't do it. Everyone loves this idea of automation and bots, but I have never gone to a local business's website with a bot that I liked. The reality is that most of the time the bot is going to fail to offer that person what they're looking for. And I will say we had Drift on the high level website 4 years ago or whatever, before we came out with our own. The reality is most local businesses, what do you need? You need that person to actually book an appointment with that local business. And so if it were me, I would automate the actual flow and say, hey, listen, I would capture the lead using the SMS tools. I would automate the outbound text and say, hey, thanks a lot for getting in touch with us. Do you need to book an appointment? And then if they say yes or sure, sounds good, you can automate that whole flow, right? You can automatically get the booking done. If they say something other than that, you can use a workflow and bomb out of that flow. And you can say just something like, great, no problem, we'll get right back to you. But at the end of the day, I mean, unless this is some really concise or small use case, the problem you'll find with most bots is people ask intelligent questions and bots can't answer intelligent questions. And fundamentally, they end up losing those leads. And so in my opinion, turning them into SMS conversations where you know how to get back in that person's pocket is way superior, at least when it comes to local business and small business, than using some kind of Drift or intercom. I think personally, I find those experiences not very good.
Cool. Okay, how close is multilingual support?
I would say probably Q3 or Q4. So on the high level side today, we've got about 170 team members and we're adding another 150 this year. But that includes 40 in engineering. And really it's probably the last 10 engineers that will work on multilingual, only because when you do multilingual, you kind of want to do multilingual across the whole app. And it's a very big undertaking. And so, for example, I know that we have social media posting coming at the end of this month. That's a big feature. So I would hate to have the app be multilingual, come out with social media posting, and then have to go back and do multilingual. Also, as we move forward, multilingual support will be built into every single dev cycle. And so that'll elongate our development cycles. So for me, I want to get out all those major features first and then go back and do a big run for multilingual, because it'll really change up how we are able to deliver, or at least at the speed we're able to deliver. So I would say Q3 or Q4.
Cool. How do we turn off the chat widget on mobile?
Custom code.
Yep. Can we set up a demo SaaS that our salespeople can use rather than actually showing a client like a dummy client?
I don't see why not. I would just set up a sub account that you call your dummy sub account that you show. I personally, I mean, one of the challenges there, of course, and this is actually like why I use this screen. Like my team went in and put a bunch of test data in here because otherwise it looks a little weird. I get the challenge of like having an account, and if you go back, you'll see that forever and a day, I've always used the same Visionary Law Group account for all my demos, specifically for that reason, because you like want this test data. There is this idea that we could have like a pre-canned set of test data that gets pushed in at some point, and that's probably going to be a thing. But if it were me and I didn't want to show off a test client, or sorry, a real client, I would go in and create a test client, take the time to put in a bunch of data for now. Because I think having an account with stuff in it always looks a lot better than not. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Cool. Monica says, I've seen before where sending estimate and proposals are sent through High Level. The way it was sent up was sending a High Level login page, sending them a unique login and a password so the contractors can send the clients, and when they log in, they're only able to see the proposal and either agree or decline. My question is, how do I create that one-time login for my client?
I have no idea what you're talking about, actually. That sounds super cool. I bet you money that was somebody who did that custom. Now on our side, invoicing is already slated to go to estimates. So if you have seen, so like if you go into any of these as an example, you can actually come in here and hit send. And then you can put it in test mode and things like that as well. Or you can also, where's my, sorry.
This is
really
beautiful.
Something similar. I know they did a great job. Oh yeah, there we go. They did a fantastic job.
Use this, girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is not an estimate. This is an invoice. So but the nice thing is there's not a big difference. Estimates are more like approve the invoice, approve the estimate, not pay the invoice. So that the team's already off and working on this now. But it'll appear very much like this. I could see a use case though, what you're talking, sitting there, having to click each estimate or invoice is kind of a pain. So that will be taken care of with the customer portal. And that will probably come out in Q2 or Q3. Basically, you'll be able to log in and see all kinds of stuff. So invoices, estimates, past payments, documents. So you can do document exchange, because I think that's a big part of a lot of this stuff. So we have a big scope of work around this, but so don't worry, we're cognizant of that use case. So don't worry, that's coming. Well, this is actually coming from NASA, who happens to also be the name of the product manager on this project. So I think he really quite likes the logo.
Oh, cool.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question on the invoices. So I just recently started using QuickBooks because they charge a lot less in fees than Stripe. Do you guys have that on the roadmap, maybe?
Yeah, so good question. I think through our authorized.net connection, we'll be able to we'll sync this with QuickBooks two-way. So maybe that will also help. Trying to think about that. I don't know. I'll have to ask about it. I don't see why we wouldn't, but I'm not sure.
That would be sweet. Yeah, they charge a lot less, especially for
what do they charge on credit cards?
So like, I think they charge me like $80 on like an over 5K transaction.
Oh, do you know? I don't know what the percent. Do you know what the percentage on that is?
Let me do it real quick. And then they charged me like $10 for like a bank deposit. It was crazy. I was like,
oh, I even thought their ACH it used to be free. Maybe they changed it.
1%.
But maybe it depends on the dollar amount.
Yeah. So it looks like the $80 was like 1%. So
wow, that's great.
Yeah, it was super cheap. I was like, wow, I'm using this for everything from now on. So
that's awesome. Yeah, well, we'll definitely sync with it. So worst case scenario. Oh, that's funny. I know for a fact ACH used to be free. Maybe that was their intro price back in the day. Because my last. Oh, and then also on these invoices, I forgot to mention. I think it's next week or the week after, they'll have workflow elements, so you can do things like when the invoice goes past due, you can automatically remind people to pay it. So we'll be able to have invoice reminders, which is near and dear to my heart, because that was my last SaaS company.
That's going to be amazing. let's see, Victoria. Hey, Victoria. She says social rotation is a good reference for social media posting functionality.
Oh yeah, you know what? So good. Awesome. Oh, social rotation. That's great. I'm going to take that down and send that to my product manager because that's exactly kind of where we're headed here for the rest of the year. So the idea is really about marketplaces and allowing you to very easily push in all this content, all these assets. So whether it's funnel pages or social posting packs, or and eventually I think we get into things like Facebook ads, although that's a little down the road. But the idea being that reusability of these assets, I think, is really key and important, because I think if you look at some of the best, most scalable models out there even in the agency industry, there you'll find that people can take the same post for plumber A and use it on 10 other plumbers and create a $300 a month kind of rotational recurring revenue stream just around that one service, because the plumber doesn't need sort of like custom bespoke posts. They just need a good looking Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that sort of feed. So social rotation is cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. I appreciate the tip.
Cool. Okay. Well, guys, I want to, is it cool, Shaun, if I send these lovely people the slides after this?
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. I'll definitely share. I'll definitely share them with you. Where's my, sorry, Chase will be upset if I don't show off the slides enough. They worked really hard on this. But I do think these are the types of things that people, if you just take a little bit of time to implement these and get them in your motion, I think you will see some tremendous outcomes from it. So I'm happy that we got an opportunity to talk about it. Any other questions for me on or off the topic of the slides?
Everyone says this is awesome and great and amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them how to get.
Oh yeah, good. Oh, that's a good question actually. Go ahead.
Replay. Sorry, replay. I'm gonna do the replay, guys. It's probably gonna take a couple days. But all you have to do is post in my Facebook group. I just watched the Quick Wins Masterclass with Shaun Clark. Please send me the slides in the replay. And you can get your free 30-day trial of the Agency Pro mode by going to this link. So if you guys want to play with SaaS mode and the configurator and the sub account creation, which is a brand new process, now you have to have the Agency Pro plan. Is that right, Shaun?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So if you guys want to play with that, you can get your free 30-day trial here at this link. And get going on it. Even if you already have a high level account, you can still sign up.
And then just a quick answer to Dennis there. We actually have it's funny because people are so confused on this point. So we have a big update coming out at the end of the quarter to take those graders and turn them from whatever you're seeing now to green. But the ironic part about this is, with our current level 0 CDN that we just launched, if you look at the actual time it takes for the content to go from the server to your browser, and you compare that same content on any other funnel builder or website builder, we're already blowing them all away. What all the additional stuff is on page optimization, which we'll launch at the end of this quarter. But it's funny because you can take a website. We took a website from 6 seconds to 2 seconds, and the grader actually didn't change the grade at all, even though as a real world experience, it was significantly faster. So don't worry, we're well aware though of how people like to see those A grades. So we'll have that final optimization piece out by the end of the quarter. Oh, and then Victoria, you asked about current websites versus WordPress. So we have two teams here. So we have a website team that continues to add stuff to the website builder and the funnel builder. And then we also have WordPress that's been in beta and should come live at the end of this quarter for everybody. So we'll support both, just because we understand that supporting both is probably the right answer, just depending on who you are, what type of clients you run into, all that kind of stuff.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Victoria has one more question. What is the current functionality versus plan on WordPress support?
Oh, sorry. That's kind of what I think I was trying to answer there. The idea is we'll continue to support them both and continue to add more functionality to all of the to both products. And I think, I once thought, we could just pile in on the website builder and add all the functionality. And I guess technically that's true. But there's two things I run into there. One is you're going to run into clients who have a WordPress website and they're going to say, we want SEO. And so what we want to do, right, is not say, well, oh, great, we'll rebuild your website, because that's not what they want. We want to give you the capacity to slide over the WordPress hosting and pick up that additional revenue. And also, I think we are, with the level 0 CDN, we're already way faster on WordPress websites than other hosts. And then also on the website builder itself, it's, I think you're going to run into scenarios where people will say, oh, I want to start from scratch, and we want to have that option. So I think that's kind of the way we think about those two products.
Cool.
Awesome.
Okay, well, Shaun, this was amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. And
yeah, thanks for having me. It was great to be here.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to send everyone the replay. And thanks again for your time, Shaun. I know you're a super busy guy, so I'm honored that you took the time to hop on with us today. And just one more time, everyone, if you want to get the replay, just post in my group. I just watched the Quick Wins Masterclass with Shaun. Please send me the slides and replay, and I'll send that over to you this week sometime.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.